Tonight on Newsbeat, a fatal shooting at North Carolina University. Did the victims' faith play a role in their deaths?
Also, Bobby Jindal's reaction to Alabama's new same-sex marriage law. All this and more, Newsbeat starts right now.
Good evening, Tigers. I'm Christian Bennett.
And I'm Michael Edmondson.
3 Muslim students at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill are dead after a shooting yesterday morning. Dia Barakat, Yusur Muhammad, and Razan Muhammad Abu Salah were fatally wounded yesterday when Craig Stevenson Hicks fired a gun at their heads. Hicks turned himself in yesterday, shortly after the shootings. The death of the 3 Muslim students has many believing that the shooting was motivated by the students' religion, a belief that is supported by the perpetrators' public exclamations of hatred toward all established religions. However, North Carolina police disagree, claiming that the shooting was fueled by a dispute over a parking space. We spoke with Saad Al-Mohammed, president of the LSU Muslim Students Association, to get another opinion.
People need to open their eyes that Muslims aren't bad people. I mean, these people, they were doing refugee work, volunteering. Muslims, people just need to meet Muslims and really get to know them on a personal level instead of what they hear on the media all the time.
Speculation that the shooting was related to the victims' Muslim faith has also surfaced on Twitter and Facebook, trending the hashtag Muslim Lives Matter. A student organization named CHROMA, which stands for Queer People of Color, is new to LSU's campus. Co-founder Cortland Douglas says CHROMA will discuss topics such as dating discrimination and HIV testing. The organization will also have social mixers that students can attend. Their first general meeting took place last night, and the upcoming meeting is the Tuesday after Mardi Gras. Douglas says the organization's goal is to reach out to queer students who are interested in finding their niche on campus.
I want to be able to show those freshmen that come in like me that, hey, you can look up, you can have these things that coexist, that gay is not a limitation, black is not a limitation, bisexuality, transgender, whatever is not a limitation.
Commenting on the recent same-sex marriage legalization in neighboring Alabama, Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal says he is not someone who's willing to change their stance on same-sex marriage. Jindal, a potential running candidate for president, told CNN that he is not budging on his beliefs.
I'm not one of those politicians. My faith teaches me that marriage is between a man and a woman. I don't believe in discrimination against anybody. I'm not for changing the definition of marriage. And that's why I hope the Supreme Court decides not to overturn what the states have decided. In Louisiana, it's in our state constitution. My hope is the Supreme Court will respect what state legislators and states have already decided.
Jindal suggests that other lawmakers are swaying their views on same-sex marriage due to public opinion.
Governor Bobby Jindal and officials from the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority announced plans to provide a world-class venue for coastal research. The Center for River Studies is the first of several buildings in a new water campus that will be donated to LSU.
Imagine for a second that you are 7 again and you were given the chance to design your own playground. Tiger TV's Michaela Morgan has more on how LSU students helped this dream come true.
The LSU Community Project has provided elementary schools in the Baton Rouge area with safe and fun new playgrounds since 1998. Headed by Dr. Lima, the project involves biological engineering students at LSU who use both design and communication skills to interact with the students in giving them the playgrounds that they have always imagined.
I got started from a freshman PE class where each class has a different school they go to. And my school, my freshman year, just so happened to be Bernard Terrace.
Senior biological engineering student Kristen Galloway says design plans for Bernard Terrace began 3 years ago.
My job as a team member for the LSU Community Playground Project is to take all those designs and put it into one.
Both project members at LSU and elementary students suggest their own design plans to come together in building the best playground fit for their community. The red equipment seen here to my left was the only playground here for students at Bernard Terrace before the LSU Community Project. Bernard Terrace became the 30th school to team up with the program, giving students the chance of a lifetime. Bernard Terrace principal Demetric Alexander says the project has been rewarding to students in many ways.
It was a learning experience, and most of the students, they may be 5th or 4th graders now, but they were at least here during the planning phases. So it gave them a feeling of citizenship, and even I was here to make, to develop the playground, and I'm actually playing on this playground as well. So it's much, much more than just a playground.
For Tiger TV, I'm Michaela Morgan.
This LSU community project hopes to reduce the number of playground injuries with their designs. Currently, 51% of injuries in primary schools occur on playgrounds.
With Valentine's Day approaching, one LSU student wants to make his compliment stick, literally. In Free Speech Alley, MJ Hernandez stands with a pack of sticky notes in his hand. As students walk by, he slowly scribbles personalized compliments to give them. After 2 days of giving out compliments, Hernandez has gone through about 10 packages of sticky notes. He says that many of the students have thanked him for his kindness.
Valentine's Day is about showing kindness, and as a side note of love, and showing that you're cared for and that you care.
How awesome is that? Definitely great to see people giving out compliments.
For sure.
When we come back, before that perfect Valentine's Day gift lands in your hands, someone else is handling it with care, and it's not your loved one.
And the president's latest plan to defeat ISIS. Sarah Lofdahl has the World Report next.
Hey Tigers, I'm Sarah Lofdahl with your World News Update. Yesterday, 4 key leaders converged with one official mission: to bring peace to Ukraine. The 4 leaders included the French president, German chancellor, Ukrainian president, and Russian president. It's not sure if peace could be achieved considering the violence, bitter divisions, and failed negotiations. But today, an agreement was reached. A ceasefire is due to start Sunday, and both sides have agreed to pull back heavy weapons. If the ceasefire holds, which is not far from certain, it could end a 10-month conflict that has claimed more than 5,000 lives. Kayla Mueller, an ISIS hostage whose death was confirmed by her family earlier this week, might have been paired with a male ISIS fighter during her captivity. A U.S. intelligence official said it was unclear whether Mueller was coerced, sold, or forced into the pairing. Intelligence suggests Mueller may have been given to an ISIS fighter as a sort of bride. The National Security Council said it was breaking with protocol to make a statement about an American hostage. And because of Mueller's death, President Obama finally opened the door yesterday to limited ground combat operations against the Islamic State. He asked Congress to formally authorize military force against ISIS. Obama has vowed to defeat the terror group. His proposal includes limitations that would bar enduring offensive ground combat operations and let the authorization last after 3 years. And with Valentine's Day around the corner, here's some of the top romantic destinations around the world. First on the list is Udaipur, India. It's the treasure of flamboyant palaces, majestic forts, and streets brimming with jewelers and craftsmen. Number 2, Waiheke Island in New Zealand. It's filled with secluded bushwalks, sheltered beaches, and emerald boat bobbing bays. And finally, number 3 is Cafayate, Argentina, because staring out at a multicolored mountainscape with twisted sedimentary strata sounds pretty romantic to me. Well, that's all I have for you today. Join me next week to get your world news update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sarah. Valentine's Day isn't just a busy day for couples, it's also busy for customs inspectors at Miami International Airport. CNN's Ashley Morrison reports.
Valentine's Day is right around the corner and love is in full bloom. The average person is expected to spend $142 on Valentine's Day gifts, with about 40 of that spent on flowers. It's also the busiest time of year here at Miami's Customs Border Protection Agriculture Inspection Operations, where the mission is to closely inspect each flower for pests and plant disease.
Part of the process is Customs and Border Protection inspecting every flower. So they're looking for pests that enter the U.S. that we don't want infecting our crops here. So very important process. It's really a science that's going on here right now.
We're searching these rose bouquets, all these cut flowers for coming in for Valentine's Day. We're looking for any kind of foreign pests or diseases. any kind of insects or bugs we can find on it that are not native to the U.S. and that could harm our agriculture industry.
It's one of the most demanding times of the year for flower imports, and more than 90% of the imported flowers from Latin American countries will travel through Miami International Airport. On average, 5 million flowers a day come through here from Miami International Airport, but the week leading up to Valentine's Day, that number quadruples to 22 million flowers a day.
Which is an amazing number. So Miami is the top importer for flowers to the U.S. So that's 91% of all the flowers that come into the U.S. come through Miami.
This is a job that's taken very seriously because even one small mistake has the potential to cost billions of dollars if it isn't caught during this very critical inspections process.
We don't want to have one of these bugs that don't have any natural predators in the U.S. So if they come in, nothing's going to eat them, or there's no control for them, and they'll just wipe out our own agriculture industry.
In West Miami-Dade, Ashley Morrison, 7 News.
Coming up after the break, Kristen Berta will hopefully tell us that we don't need raincoats for this weekend.
Hey Tigers, I'm sure if you were out and about on campus this Thursday, you may have noticed a small drop in the temperature today from earlier this week. As we look at tonight's forecast, you'll see a very large drop in temperature from the 60s all the way down to the low 30s. Those low temperatures won't stick around for Friday, though. You can expect to see mostly sunny skies and some light wind come tomorrow. The highs will be in the upper 50s, and there will be a 0% chance of rain. Friday night's temperatures will be in the upper 30s, with wind speeds picking up at 3 miles per hour. This Saturday is going to be a perfect parade weather. You can plan for a breezy, sunny weather during the day because temperatures will be back in the 70s, and most importantly, there's a 0% chance of rain. So the only parade preparation you may need is a light jacket and jeans for the Endymion Parade this Saturday night, where the lows will be in the upper 40s. That's all the weather I have for you right now. Stick around to see what weather you can expect when we return from Mardi Gras break. Now back to you at the desk.
Coming up, we are in store for yet another rainy Fat Tuesday.
Kristen Bertle has the 7-day forecast when we return, so we'll see. And speaking of Fat Tuesday, if you were wondering what to do with all those extra beads, one organization has a solution.
Don't go anywhere.
Next.
Welcome back. Well, I know I really don't want the weather to rain on my parade this weekend.
Rain on your parade, that's what you're going with?
Pretty clever, pretty clever. So Kristen, tell us what we can expect for our Mardi Gras festivities.
Well, as you can see, the rain is going to hold out for this Valentine's Day, but not for this Lundy and Mardi Gras. There's going to be an 80% chance of rain for this Monday and a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms for this Fat Tuesday. So I'm thinking this might be a good year to just stay at home and watch the parades on TV. Luckily, by the time we return to classes this Wednesday afternoon, there's only going to be a 20% chance of rain, and the temperature is going to be around 45 degrees. That's all the weather I have for you today. Now back to Christian and Michael at the desk.
Thanks, Kristen. A nonprofit group is taking unwanted beads this Mardi Gras and turning them into jobs. Lark of Acadian Village created the Beads and More program for individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities. Lark clients clean and sort bead donations and resell them during Mardi Gras. Well, when we come back, Cody Krupp, there it is, tells us more on what the Tigers will do since their loss from Kentucky. So stay tuned.
Hello everyone, my name is Cody Krupp and welcome into sports. The talk around Baton Rouge has still been on Tuesday's tough last-second loss to #1 Kentucky. But for a Tiger squad on the bubble of March, with 7 games remaining in the season, they cannot afford a setback like that of football as LSU traveled to Arkansas after that gut-wrenching loss to Alabama. The Tigers will look to get back on track when they travel to Rocky Top in the Great Smoky Mountains to take on the Tennessee Volunteers in a 1 p.m. tip-off on Saturday. The game will air on SEC Network and will face off with 2 teams looking to get out of the logjam, that is the middle of the SEC. And for the players, they are ready to move on and get ready for one last push.
Personally, I just relax. I try to take a step back for basketball, just not even look at ESPN or anything, just take a step back and just enjoy the day. And then later on that night, I went back and looked at some film, and I just got my mind back ready for this week.
We put it in our rearview mirror, and crack the windshield and look forward. We got to tune into Tennessee right now. I'm really proud of my teammates. How we came and played in that game. A lot of effort. We fought to the very end. I feel like if our team come out with that same mentality each night, we'll be great.
Joe Lenardi of ESPN still have 6 SEC teams in the tournament, including your very own LSU Tigers. They're slotted in 10th in the West bracket and have the 51st best RPI in the country. And with the season winding down, the concentrate is on winning 1 game at a time.
I really don't pay attention to that, but it means a lot right now. But you know, we just got to keep staying focused. You know, focus on the games and everything. You know, the season is not over yet. So we got to go out each night and battle and try to get victories.
We try not to look at it that much. We want to have a little glimpse of it, kind of in the back of our mind. But at the same time, the SEC is the most important thing for us right now. Obviously, we want to do as well as we can to prepare for March and get the best possible situation that we can.
From the men's side with #1 Kentucky to Nikki Caldwell's women's squad as they head to South Carolina and Columbia for a #1 matchup of their own with the Gamecocks. Tip-off is just set for 6:02, which is just under an hour from now, and will be just the third time in program history that LSU will face a #1 team in the country twice during the same season. LSU will come in winners of 6 of their last 8 and one of the hottest teams in the SEC, while South Carolina have controlled the series of late between the two teams, winners of 3 of their last 4 against the Tigers. That includes a crushing defeat of LSU's home court earlier this season, 75-31. From the hardwood to the diamond, LSU softball is off to a hot start, undefeated after the opening weekend Tiger Classic. This team is full of expectations with dreams of a title, and Tiger TV sports reporter Amanda Luskin has more from Tiger Park.
5 games down and 5 games in the win column for the Tigers after their season opener last weekend at Tiger Park. They started things off by hosting the Tiger Classic and started this season off on the right foot.
We're really confident right now. We're just we got a lot of things to work on. We're still trying to get improvement. We shouldn't be at our best right now. We're trying to work to get there by the end of May.
LSU is a very young pitching staff, but freshman pitcher Allie Wall-Jasper proved that will not be a problem. She only gave up 4 hits throughout the complete game shutout and hit her first home run as a Tiger.
Yeah, I thought she did a phenomenal job. She's so talented. About the second inning, she hit that home run, and all I could think is, wow, we have ourselves a great player. And no matter what would have happened in that game, I just could see the future of her and what she's going to become and what she already is.
It was awesome. My mentality was just coming out here, hit my spots for my first outing, just to be able to play on the field like I wanted to.
The Lady Tigers will be back in action for the Tiger Invitational on Friday. For Tiger TV, I'm Amanda Luskin.
Well, that is all the time we have today for sports, but I wanted to wish all you ladies out there a happy Valentine's Day, and we'll be right back with more Newsbeat after the break.
Welcome back. A California town has found a new way to get drivers' attention. Unusual street signs are popping up in Hayward, California. One sign says 35. It's not a speed limit, not a suggestion. And another one says, heads up, cross the street, then update Facebook. The city says any reaction to the signs is a victory because most drivers aren't paying attention to street signs at all.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but you can stay updated with Tiger TV Newsbeat on lsurevely.com or on Facebook or Twitter.
From all of us here at Tiger TV, have a safe and happy Valentine's Day and Mardi Gras.